You have been telling everyone that you are okay. You smile when you need to smile. You say, "I'm fine," because explaining the truth feels exhausting. But deep inside, you're asking, how much longer can I keep doing this? How many more nights will I lie awake with a tired body and a mind that refuses to rest? Listen carefully. This storm will not last forever. You are not going to feel this way for the rest of your life. Maybe the hardest part is not only what happened, maybe it is how long it has been happening. You thought by now something would have changed. The prayer would have been answered, the door would have opened, the relationship would have healed, the pressure would have eased. But you are still here, still waiting, still trying, still carrying questions no one around you knows how to answer. And maybe you are tired of hearing people tell you to be strong because you have been strong for a very long time. So right now, you do not have to pretend. Just breathe and let this prayer meet you exactly where you are. Father, I come before you carrying things I have been trying to carry alone. You know the thoughts that replay in my mind, the fears behind my smile, the nights when I wondered whether anything would ever change, the mornings when simply getting out of bed felt like an act of courage. Today, I am not asking you to judge me for being tired. I am asking you to meet me in my exhaustion. Meet me where my faith feels fragile. Meet me where I still believe, but I am tired of waiting. Father, there are storms in my life I never asked for, battles I never expected to fight, losses I never imagined I would have to survive. Some things changed me. Some things made me afraid to hope again. But today, I bring that fear to you. The fear that nothing will change, the fear that I will always feel stuck, the fear that I am too late, too broken, or too far behind, the fear that this painful chapter will become my entire story. And in the middle of those fears, I choose to say, this storm will not last forever. The pain is real, but it is not permanent. The confusion is real, but it will not have the final word. Waiting does not mean you have forgotten me. Silence does not mean you are absent. A closed door does not mean my story is over. A difficult season does not mean a defeated life. Father, help me stop making permanent conclusions about temporary seasons. I may be in a storm, but the storm is not my identity. I may be hurting, but I am not destined to remain broken. I may feel uncertain, but my future is not empty. I may feel weak, but I am not finished. Father, I surrender my need to understand everything before I trust you. I want explanations. I want timelines. I want to know when, how, and why. But trying to control every outcome has exhausted me. So I release the timeline. I release the outcome. I release the people I cannot change, the doors I cannot force open, the conversations I keep replaying, the mistakes that keep accusing me, the future I am afraid of. I place it all into your hands. Father, calm the storm inside me even before you calm the storm around me, because sometimes the greatest battle is happening in my own mind. Silence the thoughts that tell me something terrible is coming, the thoughts that say, hey, I will never recover, the thoughts that turn one difficult season into a hopeless future. When fear creates a future that does not exist, bring me back to this moment, this breath, this day, this grace. Remind me that I do not have to survive tomorrow today. I do not have to carry next month tonight. I do not have to solve everything before I sleep. I only need grace for this moment. And you have always given me enough grace for the moment I am in. Father, I look back and remember storms I thought would destroy me, but they did not. I remember nights when I thought the pain would never end, but morning came. I remember moments when I could not see a way forward, yet somehow a way appeared. I remember doors I cried over when they closed and later thanked you for not allowing me to walk through them. So when I cannot see what you are doing now, help me remember what you have already done. I'm still here. After everything, I am still here. The storm made me tired, but it did not destroy me. The rejection hurt me, but it did not reduce my value. The loss changed me, but it did not end my story. I am still breathing, still growing, still becoming, still loved, still here. Father, restore the parts of me this season has exhausted. Restore my hope, restore my confidence, restore my peace. Restore my ability to dream again. Give me peace that does not depend on everything going perfectly. Peace while I wait. Peace while I heal. Peace when I cannot control the outcome. Let my shoulders relax. Let my breathing slow. Let my mind stop preparing for disasters that may never happen. I have lived in survival mode for too long. Teach me how to live again, to laugh without guilt, to rest without fear, to love without always expecting loss, to wake up believing something beautiful may still be ahead of me. Because something beautiful can still happen after a painful chapter. A heart can heal, a life can be rebuilt, a door can open, a new beginning can arrive quietly. I do not know how you will do it. I do not know when, but I refuse to believe that what I see today is all there will ever be. This storm has an ending. This night has a morning. This chapter has a final page. And my story continues beyond this pain. Your word says in Psalm 30 verse 5, weeping may stay for the night, but rejoicing comes in the morning. Father, sometimes the night feels so long that I forget morning exists, but the night does not last forever. Morning comes, so I will hold on, even when I cannot see the sunrise yet. Your word says in Isaiah 43 verse 2, when you pass through the waters, I will be with you. You did not say I would never face deep waters. And you said you would be with me as I pass through them. So this is not where I drown. This is something I'm passing through. I'm still moving forward, even slowly, even with tears, even one small step at a time. In Mark 4, Jesus and his disciples faced a furious storm. The storm was real, the disciples were afraid, but Jesus was still in the boat. And he said, peace, be still. Father, remind me that a storm around me does not mean you have left me. Speak peace over what I cannot control. And when the storm does not stop immediately, speak peace inside me so I can remain steady until it does. Your word says in Romans 8, verse 28, that you work all things together for good. I do not call everything that happened to me good, but I believe you are powerful enough to bring good from what was painful. You can turn scars into wisdom, pain into compassion, waiting into strength, closed doors into redirection. And your word says in 2 Corinthians 4, verse 8 and 9, we are hard pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair, struck down, but not destroyed. That is where I am today. Pressed maybe, but not crushed. Confused maybe, but not without hope. Tired maybe, but not finished. The storm may have shaken me, but it has not taken me out. Father, I bring you the person listening right now. The person who has been carrying something quietly for weeks, months, maybe years. The person who has learned how to function while hurting. The person who keeps showing up for everyone else, but does not know who to call when they are the one falling apart. Hold them tonight. Let the pressure inside their chest begin to loosen. Let the noise in their mind become quieter. Let fear lose its authority. Remind them that this moment is not the whole story. For the person facing financial pressure, provide wisdom and open the right doors. For the person waiting for an answer, give patience without despair. For the person grieving, bring comfort without rushing their healing. For the person whose heart was broken, restore their ability to trust again. For the person who feels behind in life, remind them that their life is not a race against anyone else. For the person who does not know what to do next, give them enough light for the next step. Not the next 10 years, just the next faithful step. Father, I pray especially for the nights when everything becomes quiet, when unanswered questions become louder, when fear tries to predict tomorrow. Meet them there. When they place their head on the pillow, help them release what they were never meant to carry through the night. Let them say, I have done what I can for today. Tomorrow will have its own grace. Tonight, I am allowed to rest. Protect their mind while they sleep. Let their body recover from the stress it has been holding. Let their soul breathe again. And when morning comes, give them courage for one day, one conversation, one responsibility, one step at a time. Father, I pray for the future version of them, the version that will one day look back at this season and realize, I made it through. There will be a day when this pain no longer has the same power. There will be a day when they smile again without forcing it. There will be a day when peace feels normal again. There will be a day when healing becomes visible. Prepare them for that day, but stay close to them today. Give them grace for the middle. Grace for unanswered prayers, grace for slow healing, grace for setbacks, grace for being human. Let them stop punishing themselves for not healing fast enough. Let them stop comparing their hidden battles to someone else's public victories. Let them stop believing they are failing simply because they are tired. They are tired but not defeated. They are hurting but not hopeless. They are waiting but not forgotten. They are in a storm, but they are not the storm. This is a season, not a sentence, a chapter, not the entire book. So tonight, I choose not to let fear have the final word. Fear says nothing will change. Faith whispers, this is not the end. Fear says, you will always feel this way. Faith says, healing can still come. Fear says, you are alone. Faith says, you are being carried in ways you cannot always see. Father, I may not wake up tomorrow with every problem solved, but I can wake up knowing I do not have to face everything at once. I can take the next steps, I can breathe the next breath, I can begin again. And today I declare, my story does not end in this storm, my life does not end in this disappointment. My purpose is not canceled because the journey became difficult. There is still more ahead of me, more healing, more peace, more laughter, more meaningful moments, more prayers I have not yet seen answered. I do not need to see all of them tonight. I only need to believe that my current pain is not the limit of my future. Father, thank you for staying with me when my faith became quiet. Thank you for understanding prayers that sounded more like tears than words. Thank you for carrying me when I thought I was carrying myself. Thank you that I am still here. And for the person listening right now, let them stop calling themselves defeated. They are tired, but not defeated. They are hurting, but not hopeless. This is a chapter, not the whole story, a storm, not the final destination. So breathe again. You do not have to solve everything tonight. You do not have to know how the story will change. Just stay. Stay through this moment, stay through this night, stay long enough to see what the next chapter holds. Because one day you may look back at the version of yourself listening to this prayer right now and say, you were so afraid that life would always feel this way, but it didn't. You thought the pain would never loosen its grip, but it did. You thought the storm was the end, but it was only weather, and weather changes. So tonight, let the rain fall, let the sky be dark for a little while. You do not have to be afraid of the night. Morning knows how to find you, and until it does, rest, breathe. Hold on. The sun has not disappeared. it is only hidden behind clouds you cannot see through yet. And one day, the clouds will move, light will return. You will breathe differently, you will smile without forcing it, and you will realize you survived the season you once thought would break you. So for tonight, let that be enough. You are still here, you are still loved, and your story is still being written. This storm will not last forever. Amen.